for another run higher. I'm going to give it the skip. It's a little bit flat for me right now, and especially given the current trend and the fact that we are a little bit exhausted. We've had a really nice move to the upside. I'm not going to continuously bet on this uptrend continuing, although again there was a lot of strength recently. However, since we had the failure to create a new high here, which of course was the move that came back and did take me out of the position, I'm going to be a bit more cautious now. We still do have this swing low intact, and we could still be making a move back to that swing high, which was the bet on the trade. I hopped into some longs here. As we swept this low, we came back into a nice demand zone. Let me just draw the position back in so you guys can see. So we had the entry on this candle, stops underneath the low here with a bit of wiggle room. So I only got trailed out, I believe, early this morning. And I was looking to target the high here, which was around just underneath a 1 to 2. So nothing crazy, but just looking to play the continuation. Price came back into this zone here, tapped into it, very nice reaction. We swept the low there as well. So it's fitting the plan very, very nicely. We've got a clear uptrend, momentum's in our favor. We had this consolidation phase, which price spiked to the downside, potentially looking at a bit of a fake out. And then I'm looking to try and see if I can take advantage of that fake out with the expectation that price could run back to highs. And we did see that happen for about 80% of the way until some CAD strength came in, pushed us down. Potentially, maybe price is going to run now after taking out this low here as well. But yeah, I've lost love for this bullish move. In terms of if it fit the plan or not, it did fit the plan very, very well. Entry was really, really well. Entry formed well too. Another day, potentially price would have at least just gone and crept to the highs, which was my target. We got about 80% of the way there before we did roll over. Then people could say, why didn't you trail stops? Why didn't you lock in some gains, at least go to break even? But in this type of trade, I wouldn't go to break even just because the market is quite flat here. This is a range, and I could expect to see some chaos, some noise before eventually maybe that swing does come into play. I only trail my stops to break even. I'm looking for a lot bigger swings. For example, like the pound yen trade I'm looking to take advantage of, which we'll go through in a moment. Then I'll look to try and trail stops as price goes in my favor because I'm looking for a much bigger move. Dollar CAD's position, this trend I believe is quite exhausted already on the daily chart. We've had a breakout of this range here. So this was a really nice breakout. It wasn't the craziest breakout in the world, comparing to gold, which we've seen a really crazy breakout there. But for an FX pair, it's not a bad breakout. We've had some momentum going, and all I was looking to do is see if we can have one more leg back to highs, call it a day there, and let's see what happens afterwards. So that's all I was looking for. So I'm not going to trail stops in this position because it probably would do more harm than good. Of course, in hindsight, it would have potentially stopped this loss. But again, trading is all about a process rather than outcome driven. If you always contemplate the outcome and work your way backwards from there, for an individual trade, you'll drive yourself insane, really. There's nothing wrong with looking at the outcome of like 10, 20, 50 trades and then going back there. That's completely fine because there's logic, there's sense there. You can actually formulate a calculated decision based on a good sample size. But individual trades come and go. On another day, this probably would have hit highs and then I would have moved on to the next position, as I'm doing now anyway. So yeah, I could have trailed stops, but again, if I got tagged out, knowing how corrected price is, and then see price going to hit my take profits, I'll be more annoyed with myself than not going break even. So again, not necessarily trying to focus too much on the outcome, more so, was it a good trade? Did it fit the plan well? Did it make sense? According to my plan, it did. Still potentially could attack high, but like I said, it's quite flat. So I'm just going to leave it be and maybe check on this position maybe in a couple days time. And then pound yen as well. We had some bearish momentum this morning. Pound weakness stepped in big time. Yen is still relatively weak, although it's having a bit of retracement now. I'm still very, very bullish on this one as well. Basically betting on the retest of that prior high, just looking for pound yen to come back to the highs there. And a lot further too, we do have the weekly or monthly even swing high up here, which I'm betting for pound yen to get to as well. And then I'm looking to see even if we can trail further than that. And that's where the trading stop loss comes into play, because in this position, I do expect us to at least get back to these highs and potentially further as well. This is a long-standing uptrend on pound yen. So This is a position which I want to try and push because the conditions are ripe for it. So yeah, in that case, I would trail. But in dollar CAD's case, it was more just, okay, can momentum just pick up back to high? Unfortunately, in that case, not quite. It did about 80% of the way there. But I am in this pound yen position. We're going to see how this one pans out as well. I still got full risk on. Stop loss is still underneath the lows there. I'm happy with the entry. Did see some nice momentum yesterday, and we did clear this high, which was something I was really looking for, because if we did get the break of structure here, I was like, okay, momentum is probably going to really step in, and we're probably going to go take these highs. But nope, pound strength, pound weakness came in, a little bit of yen strength as well. And then we had a really strong close there this morning. Nothing's changed in terms of the characteristics to tell me I should get out of this position. So I'm just going to sit and see how it unfolds. Again, trying to predict every fluctuation in the market is always going to be very, very difficult. But with the overall trend at play, my expectation is still that that trend still has life to it. I still do think we can continue. Maybe price comes back to retest the low, which actually could be a nice opportunity if you're looking to trade pound yen, to actually find some entries. But yeah, we'll see how this one gets going. Still very, very early days with this one. It's a swing trade. I'm not expecting this one to be done by the end of the day or the end of the week even. So still a long way to go. But yeah, we'll see how that does progress. But those are the two positions I've been in this week. And also eye up CAD CHF. I do think that's got another leg lower. There are some other pairs I'm looking at. Gold's been really interesting, which we'll talk about shortly as well. What's up, Holy One? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Okay, yeah. Didn't cross it, didn't get in. Currently CHF buy. Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, dollar CAD quite a clear uptrend there, but looks like price wants to have another leg lower. Trader, you waiting for price to go back up to your original entry for a new entry? No, I'm going to leave dollar CAD alone. I don't like the way that we failed at the highs in this position here. So we had really aggressive momentum, and then price came back to the highs here and then really reversed. This was a pretty aggressive 4-hour candle. So yeah, I'm not liking it anymore because the point of the trade is that we've got a really steep uptrend here, and then all I'm looking to do is to see if that does continue. If price is now going to start to consolidate and start to mess around here, it means that the strength of the uptrend, which was once here, has weakened. Price may potentially still continue, but the original strength I was betting on is no longer present. Yes, there's still an uptrend, and if I was going to trade it, I would still be looking for buys. But in my eyes, it's not as a good opportunity as it was when I first entered. So I'm leaving dollar CAD alone for now. But yeah, I mean, still an uptrend. For me, it would have to take out this low for me to completely invalidate my bias, and it hasn't done that yet. So yeah, I would still be bullish, but I just don't think this is a good opportunity, or as good of opportunity as when I did enter the trade. So yeah, I won't be looking for a re-entry for dollar CAD. Still gold. Nice, LFTJ. Yeah, gold dropped. Where do you have a target for that one, or are you just trading stops? I suppose just trading stops might make some sense because you just don't know what gold's going to do really. Yeah, of course, outcomes are random. Only focus on the process, which is exactly. That's something to swear by in trading. You gotta focus on the process, because you take the same trade, one will be a win, one will be a loss. If you focus on the outcome too much, there you'll confuse yourself. Develop a profitable process, then stick to the process.